Hi, today I'm going to show you how to create an account with Maptive. And then once we create our account, we're going to look at the home page to see all the different actions we can perform. And then we're going to create a simple map. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is you'll see that there's this login. I don't have a login yet. I want to create one. So here I'm going to click here to get one. And then I'll enter in my information. And then I'll provide a password. And now we're ready to create our account. So that was our free 10-day trial. And then we can get started with creating a new map. So we can go ahead and start creating a new map right here, or we can get rid of this window and just take a look at the home page. Okay, so you'll see right here, here's the home page. And we can create the first map. Another option here is we can click on map right over here. And you can see any of the existing maps. Of course, I don't have anything yet. And then here is a tab for data where I can play around with existing data. So everything's blank right now because I haven't really done anything yet. Okay, so let's do this. Let's create the first map. I'm going to call this my test map. And then I hit continue. And you'll see that we have two different options here. We can paste information into this window here. It needs to be in the format of a comma-separated file or an Excel spreadsheet, something in the format of columns and rows. Or you can upload a file. Okay, so one or the other. I'm going to show you both ways. And now I want to paste my data in here. So I just went into Google Drive and I created a really simple, small spreadsheet. I only have about, let's see, 6 records in here. What I am missing, though, are headings for all these, because even though there's data in here, by the way, this is not real data. These are not real people. You know, we have to have some headings to determine, to explain what this information means. So I'm just going to right click and insert one above, and maybe here I'll just say, okay, this is the timestamp. And by the way, in your maps, you don't have to use all of the columns. We can paste it in there, but we can tell it to ignore some of the columns. Okay, so here we might make this the student name, and then up here is the address. Okay, or maybe we call this like street address. Okay, and then here we'll call this city, state, zip code, and this is their grade and department. Okay, so now that we have that, I want to copy this data, including the heading, and I can just do a Control-C. If you're on a Mac, you would do I believe it's a Command-C. Okay, so now I go back to here, and I paste it in there. I know it doesn't look real pretty because it's wrapping, but it is still in spreadsheet format. Okay, so now the next thing I want to do is just say Map Now. So it's going to ask us what headings are going to go where. So it's pretty intuitive. It picked up on, see here are all of our column names from our spreadsheet, and it picked up on the address information as street address. Address line 2, we can ignore that. It picked up on city, state, zip code. Country, there wasn't a column for that. It's all in the United States. Latitude and longitude, we'll leave that alone. Okay, now second step, set up the info pop-up on the map. Okay, let's see what our options are here. Maybe we want to place on there the student's name and then any of the remaining columns. Okay, so let's just see what this looks like after we hit done. And you'll see that it's really zoomed out and it's clustered. If we zoom in a bit, we'll see those on the map. Okay, so I want to zoom in even further here. Ooh, I'm in the middle of the ocean. Let's maybe zoom out a little bit so we can see where we are. Okay. Here we are. We're in the Denver area. And then we'll zoom in a little bit more. Okay. Even further. Okay, so see how that works? And these are the default pinpoints that you get to see. Okay. And you can determine how far in you want to zoom and such. You'll see that when you hover over one of these, it shows the name of the person, and if you click on it, it gives you the detailed information. Now, if you decide you want to delete a marker, you can do that, but this is the basics of creating a map from a spreadsheet, where you just copy the spreadsheet data. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is go back to the home. And I'm going to create another test map. I'll just call this my test map 2. And this time I'm going to upload a file. Okay, so now I'm going to go right up here and create a new map. I'll just call this my map 2, or my test map 2. Okay, so now instead of pasting the data, we're going to select a file. Now I already have a file. It's in Excel spreadsheet format. And here it is right here. I'll just double click on that. And then once again, same sort of thing. It picked up on the different fields. I don't need to change anything there. I'm just going to go ahead and hit done. It just takes a few seconds for it to map, and there we have it. Now let's go back to the home. And you'll see that we have our two maps here. We have the ability to modify the settings. We can open them up. We can share with other people. And we can also delete them. Here on Map, this is where you can see the map of whatever you had highlighted on the home page. And then when we look at Data, this shows us the data that you have. Okay, so this is once again for whatever map that you had highlighted. And so you can actually modify the data in here if you want. If you want to delete some items, make modifications, no problem. Okay, well I hope you got a lot out of this video. Please visit www.maptive.com.